All right, let's quickly go over the internally rotated standing split exercise. Now this is a hip abduction strength exercise, and hip abduction is absolutely crucial for martial arts, specifically for throwing high kicks, because abducting the hip is simply our ability to lift the leg off to the side. So it doesn't matter if you have the flexibility to get into a full side split. If you don't have strength in your hip abductors, you're never going to be kicking people in the head because you're just simply not going to have the strength to get there, even though you do have the flexibility. Now, for this exercise in particular, you're going to want to use a wall or a chair or something of that nature for support. And I'll demonstrate with both so that you can get the visual of it. But the idea is to take the balance and the coordination out of the equation so that we can really focus all our energy and attention on the contraction itself and really dive into that strength aspect. So to get into the position, we're going to want to be, if we're using a wall, about an arm's length away from the wall. And to get into the position, we're going to first start by lifting our leg directly up front. And we're going to be thinking about rotating the foot, the supporting foot towards the wall, and rotating the lead foot up towards the ceiling at the same time. So it'll look something like this. So it's going to mimic a kicking position, like a side kick, right? And we also want to make sure that we're keeping this supporting leg as straight as possible and finding as much internal rotation of this leg as we can. So think about getting the foot in line with the knee, or even higher than the knee if you can. From here, we're going to extend out into this standing split position. And we want to think about maintaining as much internal rotation of this leg as we can. So we don't want the foot and the knee coming off, pointing to the ceiling or off on a tangent. We want to keep as internally rotated as possible so that the knee and the foot are facing nice and straight forward with your chest. So there's two ways that we can execute this exercise. The first one just being isometrically holding this end range position and really fighting for as much range as you can possibly find, really focusing on contracting the abductor muscle group on the side of your hip here, and really trying to lift that leg as high as you can and fight for as much range. And it's worth noting that the lower we allow our torso to get, the easier it's going to be to lift that leg up to our maximum height. And the more upright our torso is going to be, well, let me find my balance here, the harder it's going to be to find that maximum height, because now we're making this exercise a lot stricter on the hip abductors. So at a more beginner level, I would recommend kind of working from a lower torso position, and this is why the chair comes in so clutch, and I'm about to show you what that looks like. And then as we start to gain more strength, we can kind of bring the torso into a more upright position, and you should feel immediately the difference that makes and how much harder it makes to lift the leg. And so the other way that we can execute this exercise is by performing reps in and out of that absolute end range extension. So we're going to get into the position very similarly. So set up beside the chair, leg up, rotate both at the same time, come down onto the chair. So our foot is ending up facing the chair. The other foot is rotated up to the ceiling in as internally rotated of a position as we can find. And then from here, we're going to find that maximum extension and just perform this for reps. So it'll look something like this. 1, 2, 3. We can hold that end range contraction for a period of time at the end of each rep. And just repeat this for repetitions. And just go back and forth just like that. This exercise has been a game changer for me. It's been a game changer for all of the clients that I've worked with, that I've introduced it to. And I hope it serves you as well. I hope you enjoyed and subscribe.